Macy. The next question states that the average of set of 6 integers is 14. If a 7th integer is added to the set, the average rises to 16. What is the 7th integer? Now, the reason why I like this one is because, one, it mixes in something you guys know about, which you can definitely get to. It's a pretty confusing problem when you think about it, but if you kind of start with what you know, I believe that a lot of you guys can find the way to the solution if you just start trying some different things. So, Macy, let's say you have an older brother and a younger brother. Okay? I don't know actually your family situation, but do you actually have an older brother and younger brother? Okay. I'm going to guess on their ages. All right? Let's just pretend that their age, one is 8, your age is 17, and your older brother is 25. Now, if I wanted to say, for your family, the McCrane children, I'd like to be able to know what is the average age. Now, how would we go about doing that? How would I find the average? You remember? Yes, Rebecca? You add them all together, right? 8 plus 17 plus 25 plus 3 is going to give you the average age, right? You guys remember this? Hopefully, like 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, right? Something in there. I don't know. I don't teach those grades, but that's where this comes from. Okay? Okay. So the basic thing I want you guys to understand is that's how we compute average. And I was hoping that at least some of you guys could write down some things that you know would be how to compute average would be 1. Now this one they say, Drew, I'm going to need you to find it like a different seat so it's better for you. Now this one it says there's 6 numbers that give you an average of 14. So 6 numbers, so we're going to divide by 6, right? Because I said 3 ages, you divide by 3. 6 numbers, and now the average is 14. Now we don't know what these numbers are, right? We have no idea what those numbers are. But we know when we take all those numbers and divide them by 6, the answer is going to be 14, right? Well, we can go ahead and use x, but I'm going to actually use x for a different example. What I'm going to do is rather than just guessing random numbers or giving a whole bunch, rather than saying a plus b plus c plus d for all those 6 numbers, let's actually use some numbers. So Lynette, I will use 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14. Now, if I add 14 up 6 times and divide it by 6, do you guys reason with me that answer is equal to 14? Yes. Yes, right? It's just that's like 14 times 6, right? 14 added up by itself 6 times is like 14 times 6. Divided by 6 just gives you 14. So that is an average problem where all the 6 numbers add up, or the average of 6 numbers is 14. So now it says if a 7th integer is added, and this is where I'd like to use my variable. I don't know what that new number is going to be. So I'm going to use x. And I know it's the 7th, so instead of 6, I'm going to divide by 7. But would you guys agree with how I changed the problem? And then it says we want the new average to be 16. So now we have an equation and we have a variable. See, the problem is if we would have used like variables for all these other numbers, we would have had to solve for all of them, right? So now we just want to solve for it because the question is asking, what is this number? So now we just add up 14 times 6, and I'm just using everything without a calculator. So that's 84. So now I have x plus 84 divided by 7 equals 16. And then I like to pick on Thomas when we have an equation like this where we have a 7 in our denominator. How do we get rid of our denominator, our 7? Multiply both sides by what? Make sure when you're multiplying by 7 over here, you're multiplying by this whole expression. So therefore, it's 7 times this expression divided by 7. So the 7s are going to divide to 1. And then we multiply by 7 on this side. So now I have x plus 84 equals, again, I'll just do the math over here so you guys can see it. So now I have 112. I see if you can sit right there for a second. Equals 112. Now it's very basic to solve for x. So I subtract 84. Subtract 84. And then I have x equals 28. OK? And so I had a student comment today that